Mr. Warlop believes that our modern government has the capability to have a constant surveillance over the citizens due to the amount of technology we currently have. He also believes that the government would have a monopolistic control over the people, and companies like Microsoft and Apple would have enough power to influence the laws made by the government. Along with this, he says that anyone born with any deformities would most likely be done away with, like in the Holocaust. Lastly, Mr. Warlop says that individuality would be absent from society unless one was at the top rankings of our government. Miss Hay says that Stalin's rule seemed pretty dystopian as he was trying to control everyone and eliminate those that were against the state. Taking Donald Trump as an example, she says that if we follow his way of building the wall and taking out all of the Muslim population, this would be denying the freedom of speech and religion. Lastly, Ms. Hay says that the individuality would be out of the picture because that would mean the people have freedom of speech, and this would not be true if the rules of the state were followed.
I think the dystopian society limits individuality by limiting their creativity and how they can think, and it just makes them act very blunt.
Of dystopian society are present in modern day times?
Well, being that dystopian means, not perfect. It's hard for me to answer the question because I'm not so sure we live in a society that's dystopian in the first place. Like the book 1984, which I assume you're reading. We have, freedom of speech. We have truth in the news for the most part. We have great health care. If you look at it, historically, we have high rates of education, literacy. People can choose the job they want. I think we have a lot of freedom, and so I'm not, comfortable calling it a dystopian society. On the other hand, people might feel alienated with our technology in modern day life. They might feel unhappy because they desire to have things that they might not be able to have or afford. So that might make people unhappy. It's quite a violent society I think we live in, but I don't think it's probably less violent than it used to be. But I don't know if I can really answer your question and say it's a dystopian society.
How does a dystopian society affect the people's individuality?
For starters, dystopia is a type of society that basically strips any individual from their creativity and their mindset. So if you were to take away someone's creativity, you're taking away from who they are. So,
What characteristics of dystopian societies are present in modern day times?
Without technology we have in the present day, it has this the government can keep track of us without us knowing. So that could be one of many things that.
What do you think of our society would be like in the future if we were a dystopian society?
I feel like it'd be a lot like the 1984 novel. Yeah, because we already have a lot of technology, and basically everybody watches us anyway. So I don't see how much different it is. We just have the freedom to do stuff. So it's kind of like
How does society affect the people's individuality?
I think it affects them because they can't express or be who they want to be. Say you're all dressed the same. You can't show who you really are, or show your personality. And
What do you think our society would be like in the future if it were dystopian?
I feel like our societies revolve a lot around our iPhones and our phones, so I feel like there would be a stronger lock on what we can do and what we can't do, but we wouldn't really know about it. I feel like the government would control people through propaganda, kind of like Big Brother, but in a different way, because I don't think our freedom of speech can be taken away as easily because of how strongly we are towards it, but I feel like our freedom of speech would be edited in a way to fit with what our government policy would want.
Take two.
No. You should tell him the question.